Alright, so this is just going to be a quick little tutorial on how to get AI and vehicle AI encounters to work in Sapien. I'm going to be showing you two different ways. You can do it either through Sapien or through scripting. Personally, I would rather do it through scripting because you have more control of it. But if you're not making like a serious single player map or anything like that, you can do it through Sapien. As long as you have the CE mod tools installed, which if you're watching this tutorial you probably do, but in case you don't, you go to Steam, turn on tools, you type in CE or Halo, and it'll just be there. You don't even have to own Master Chief Collection. You can download these. I would recommend getting Notepad++ if you plan on doing scripting. It's a really good program to have. It's easy to use and it helps tremendously with scripting, especially when you start scripting single player levels. So once you have everything installed, you open your scenario or whatever it is you're trying to put your AI on and get them in vehicles. You can see here I have a map that I'm working on with my friend. I've been working on it for the past few days, and we have these two ghosts here, and I want some elites to enter the ghosts, or grunts or anything like that. I don't know if grunts can enter ghosts in Combat Evolved, but that's not the point. So to set up elites to spawn in or whatever, that's pretty easy. You just set up an encounter block. So you go to AI encounters, you do new instance, you can give it a name. You don't have to, but I do. So I'll just call it elite, elite drivers. You can set not initially created or respawn enabled. It doesn't matter what team you set it to or anything like that. I don't think any of these flags matter. If you do respawn enabled, I don't know if they will continue to enter the vehicles. Maybe they do. I'm not sure though. But yeah, all these flags, they pretty much don't matter. Not that I know of. Firing positions basically mean where they're going to move when they see an enemy. So I'll just have a strafe in this kind of circular oval area. And then squads, you just set up a squad. You can give it a name, whatever. Elites. Actor type, pretty much doesn't matter. You can do it here, or you can do it at their actual spawn locations, but if you want them to enter vehicles, you would have to do it at their spawn locations, so I don't think it really matters here if you do the squad. Yeah, I don't think literally any of these matter, since these are all going to be set up at their spawn location. The only thing that matters, I believe, if you want them to like move around, is just setting their firing position. And you can set how many spawn on what difficulties and whatnot. And then this is the most important part for it to work. So you set up your spawn location. I'm going to put 2 elites here. So before I even place the locations down, you're going to set pretty much everything that you would set in the squad at their individual locations. That's the one caveat to setting it up in Sapien, and why I would prefer doing it through script. It's because in Sapien it's a lot more work. I feel like, personally, it's a lot more work and you don't get as much control. So it's just better to do it through scripting, but if you want to do it in Sapien, you can. So you would set everything here. So the most important thing is you would set your actor type, the state they're in, pretty much doesn't matter, but I'll just set it to searching so they actually move around. And then the commands list. So at their individual area, you would set their command list. So I'll just place these guys down real quick. So now both of these pretty much have the same like setup. Everything is set up except their command list, which the command list is right underneath encounters. You come to here, you just click on the folder, new instance. You can name it whatever you want, but I'll call it ghost enter command. Drop down, new instance, and this is where you're basically gonna, this is the command that they will enact when they spawn in. So we'll set them to vehicle. Since we're entering ghosts, you want them to get into driver seat. I guess any seat would work. We'll do driver, and if it doesn't work, we'll do any seat. And then vehicle distance, 0, any vehicle at all. So yeah, we'll try 0. And that's pretty much all you have to do for commands. And then the only thing you need to do now to actually finish it up is you come back to these two and set their command list to ghost enter, or whatever the command, whatever command here, whatever the name of the command that you have for entering vehicle, you would come to their starting locations, and at each starting location you would tell them to get in. And you have to, when I was testing this, it didn't work unless I actually specified the actor type that spawns. So that's another kind of thing that sucks, is that you have to decide their actor type, and I don't think like major upgrades will work on these. I could be wrong, but if you select their type at their spawn location, they don't, I don't think they get upgrades or anything like that. So then if you place them, or if you do respawn enabled, they can just spawn without doing scripting or commands or anything like that. But this is part of my map, so I'll just do a command real quick. I'll just set it up in the script later manually. But if you want to like test them getting in, you would hit the tilde key, which is right underneath the escape key on your keyboard. You type in AI underscore, and then you can hit tab and see all the commands and whatnot. But we want to do place, and then you would just enter the name of the encounter, or you can do the individual squad, but again there's only one squad, so you might as well just do the whole encounter. Elite underscore drivers. So now they're here. I got a big fucking wall of text in my way. So you missed it there, but they spawned in and immediately ran to the ghost. But you can see here it's also kind of a, this is kind of the problem with doing it in Sapien, is that they don't behave the way you think they behave. So yeah, that's how you would do it in Sapien. Now here's how I do it personally through scripting. And again, if you want to do scripting, I would download Notepad++. It just makes it really easy. Alright, now real quick, I'm just going to show you how I would do the script for this encounter. So basically, I want these elites here to spawn in and kind of just roam around when I hit this trigger up here. There's a trigger volume here. Here, I'll just show you. There's a trigger volume. When the player enters this volume, it will spawn in the elites here, and they're just going to roam around. And then when the elites spot me, they're going to enter the ghosts and then fight me. That's essentially what I'm trying to do here. And so the way I would do that is, I already have it all written down and whatnot. So once the player hits this trigger, it will wake this, where is it? It will wake this dormant script, and I'll get a checkpoint. And so when I hit the trigger, it will sleep 30, which it's 30 ticks, so it's 1 second. So yeah, checkpoint, wait 1 second, place the elites. So this is placing the encounter that's spawning them in, and then this right here is basically a glorified if statement. except it basically is running every second. Every second basically checks if or is essentially what this means. Sleep until, so it's sleeping until one of these two are true. So if or, and both of these are the exact same. Objects can see player. So because you can't make a unit, or not a unit, an AI actor, you can't define them as a object, or I mean you can just through this, but you can't name an AI basically. You can't name the individual spawn places. So you have to do list get, which it will get a list of objects, and then AI actors basically converts the AI, the individual units, into objects. So this is basically saying get a list of these elites, one of them. So objects can see object, so the elites, one elite versus player 0, which is just player 1 essentially. And 60 is the FOV, so they have like a big cone around them, and it's a cone basically that is their field of vision, and if you enter that field of vision, then it'll return true. So this is basically waiting until this statement or this statement returns true. Now the cone, I've done some testing. I don't exactly know how it works. I think it literally just is a cone, and if you enter it, then it returns true, but it doesn't take into consideration anything else like objects, scenery, or even level geometry. Because I've seen these guys in testing, they've been able to hop in the ghost before I even come around the corner. So I think it's literally just like a cone. I could be wrong and I just fucked up the code, but I think that it doesn't take into consideration scenery or level geometry. So just keep that in mind. So once they see the player, I do AI command list, or this is what I do, because if you kill them, if you kill the AI, the elites, and the ghost drops to the floor but it doesn't explode, nobody else will get in it. Not your marines, not the enemies, nobody. You can get in it, but nobody else will. And basically this code right here just makes it so anyone on the team of the Covenant can enter the ghost. And this takes a little bit more work because you actually have to name the ghost object, the unit. You have to actually name them. But yeah, it takes a little bit more work, but it gets you a little bit more in return, because now more than just the elites can enter the ghost. It's pretty much anyone on the Covenant. Even people from a different entire encounter can, if they somehow roam across the map far enough, they can get into the ghost. So now the code basically is, if the elites see you, they do their command list to enter the ghost. But I think I'm actually going to change it to the vehicle or whatnot. And you can see here this grunt. I have him basically the same thing as the AI vehicle enterable by team. There's another one of those commands, but it's just enterable by unit or encounter or something like that. So the grunt spawns here, and it just means the grunt can enter this turret right here. This turret is listed as enterable by this grunt. So it's not telling him to enter, but he can enter by choice. Yes, they're not in it. They're not really roaming around, but that doesn't really matter right now. So if they'll say hello, they'll jump right in the ghost. So yeah, that's how you get AI to enter vehicles. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can DM me on Discord. I'll leave my Discord tag in the description. But yeah, that's about it.